everybody. So this week, let's go down memory lane a little bit more. This particular athlete I'm talking about name is Dillon. Corey hails from the Seattle, Washington area. He was a two-sport standout and actually was drafted in the 34th round out of Major League Baseball. But because he had some run-ins early in his life, he had to take an alternate route to get to National Football League. Corey was in his high school career and having to start it through the community college route, where he would play for Garden City Community College and run for over 1,100 yards and 16 touchdowns. He then took another step up to go and attend to Dixie State College out of Utah, where he would run for over 1,900 yards and 20 touchdowns. 3,000 yards and 36 touchdowns later, he would find himself his junior year at the University of Washington, at the time which was in the Pac-10. But once Corey got to the University of Washington, he didn't disappoint us. He holds the NCAA record for yards gained in his quarter. 222 yards in one quarter, and add to that rushing of 220 yards rushing, he had another 83 yards through the air. 300 yards of offense in a quarter. The man definitely earned his scholarship that day. That kind of career as an amateur definitely draws the attention of the National Football League. But peep this, in the 1997 draft, Corey would be the 5th running back taken. But I'm sure like anything, when you go the long route or you gotta grind it out, it only puts more fuel in your fire. He will find himself taking his talents from Seattle to Cincinnati. And in Cincinnati, he would go on to break Ickey Woods' rookie record. After a successful run with the Cincinnati Bengals and over 8,000 yards rushing, Corey would find himself in 2004 being a part of a trade. See, going into that 2004 draft, Corey was traded the week prior to the New England Patriots.
I think it's a great move for me, a great move for the organization, and I'm just happy to be a New England Patriot.
Therefore putting me on the radar of the Cincinnati Bengals and obviously the St. Louis Rams. All that time in my careers in St. Louis, I always watched Corey from afar because that's what I always did. I watched him when I was a youngster and I watched him as I was a professional. He played in 7 seasons where a team only averaged 4 wins. Not a lot of people can understand the productivity that's needed and the strong mindset to go out and perform week in and week out, seeing that you may end up with an L at the end of the day. Corey Dillon did that. He took the long way to get to the National Football League and he grinded his way out. Corey clock-killing Dillon is what they call him. In that 2004, after that trade, Corey Dillon would go on to run for over 1,600 yards and another 290 plus in the postseason, capping it off with a touchdown and a Super Bowl win against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sure he hated that first part of his career, having to endure some of those losses. I'm sure he probably even hated more how he had to get to the NFL. But one thing I will say I learned from Corey from afar, never stop grinding. Success comes to those that see it through.